you're not ready to date. And if you're doing any of these things I'm going to be talking about in this video, you are going to be not only hurting yourself, but you will also be hurting her as well. I haven't really made a video or talked too much about this part of dating. Obviously, I have made several videos about relationships, red flags, green flags, all things to look out for, but I haven't really made a video touching up on, not being ready to date as a man. So, a couple things such as chasing girls out of boredom, using her as emotional support, dating without direction. There's going to be a few things I'm going to dive into in this video, but I want to first talk about the core problem. So now this is the truth. Too many guys get into relationships hoping it'll fix their loneliness, their self-esteem, or their boredom. But relationships don't heal. They actually reveal. What I mean by that is you can't get into a relationship just to fix a problem in your life. Like I said, that could be loneliness, low self-esteem, whatever that might be. That's not going to work. I think all guys have been there at a point in their lives where, you're whether it's bored, you're lonely, and you think a girl will solve that. Having a girlfriend will solve it. But the problem you're going to run into is you're going to find yourself only liking the idea of having a girlfriend, not your girlfriend herself. So, I would say there's 3 signs that you're not ready. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video, focusing on these main 3 signs that you're not ready. So, sign number 1 is you need her to feel whole. So, if you feel empty without a girl, you're just simply not ready, right? Because a relationship really should complement your life, not complete it. And this goes really with anything, not just relationships. You shouldn't rely on external things, objects, relationships to complete your life or feel whole. Because to me, from experience, that's only going to be temporary. Those things that you use as connectors, if you want to call it, to complete your life, quote unquote. This could be the same thing. The same can be said about porn, drugs, alcohol, gambling, all these things, video games, where you're doing something to feel whole. And I'm not saying yes, video games is like a hobby, yes, but when you're so much reliant on something where you're not as a whole completed, you don't feel as a whole completed, and you're using this relationship to complete yourself, right? And this goes, the second sign would be your life is out of order, which obviously those go hand in hand, right? So, for example, if your money's a mess, your habits are trash, and your mindset is weak, you're just going to be bringing that chaos into someone else's world. And especially if you guys are both like that, if both the people's lives are both out of order, then it just creates just a fireball of just, complete mess and complete mayhem. And it's not going to be good for either one of you guys, and you guys aren't going to have a healthy relationship. This is why a lot of relationships turn out to be really toxic. Maybe you have personal experience in that, maybe you're going through that right now, or maybe you have a friend that's going through that. I think everyone has seen it before, and they know what I'm talking about. And sign number 3 would be you date out of fear. What I mean by that is you are settling for attention over connection. That is a sign that you're scared to be alone, and that's never going to end well. As you can see, the 3 signs that I talked about are connected, and really, everything in this video is going to kind of come around in full circle. The main thing that you should be getting from this video, and hopefully I'm presenting it in a way that makes sense, is you have to be in a relationship for the right reasons. And there are people, and there are certain seasons of people's lives that they are not ready to be in a relationship, and that's okay. Because it's not going to give you the results that you're looking for. It might temporarily do that, but long term down the road, it's just going to hurt you even more. Because then you build a life with someone, and then you get to a point where it's over, and then you don't know how to live without that person in your life anymore. So what to do instead? This is what I would do, and this is what I want to show you guys and just explain to you guys, and hopefully this makes sense. So first thing is build a solid foundation. Focus on purpose, passion, and discipline first. Once you you need an identity. If you don't have an identity, it's going to be very difficult, because you're going to be trying to have a relationship, build a relationship, while you're also trying to build yourself. And that is very difficult to do, and it's not necessary to do. Figure out what you're passionate about, build that discipline, find your purpose, then you can, improve to the next step and find someone that you can mesh with, right? It's really about telling them is the real flex. The most attractive version of you is the one who doesn't need anyone. What I mean by that is, by choosing to let the right one in. And now, obviously, that's easier said than done, but it's going to be very difficult to let the right one in when you don't even know, you're not at your best potential. You're not at your full potential. Like I said, the solid foundation is just going to help you so much in life, not just with girls, but just in career-wise, financial-wise, all those things. It's extremely important. You're not behind, you're not broken, but if you do want real love, start by loving your future enough to work on yourself. I wanted to make this video because, like I said earlier in the video, that I really haven't talked about. I always talk about dating and what to do, what to look for, what not to do. And there are just some people that are not in a position to date, and that's completely okay. So I would definitely, just continue to work on becoming a better man, and it'll work out great for you in all aspects of life. And you will thank yourself, and you'll be proud of yourself for doing it. Putting yourself first is not selfish. It's a very good thing, and you will reap the rewards. Your future self will thank you, and you will reap the rewards. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, please leave them down below, and hope to see you in the next video. Peace.